champion of the world.
Canelo Alvarez has once again proven why he's one of the greatest boxers of all time, handing another undefeated fighter his first loss. In a highly anticipated bout, Alvarez defeated Edgar Berlanga via unanimous decision, extending his record to 62 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses in 66 fights. Despite facing a younger, powerful opponent, Alvarez showcased his superior boxing intelligence, skill, and experience to neutralize Berlanga's power and secure another victory. This win solidifies Canelo's legacy as a future Hall of Famer and one of the most formidable fighters in the history of the sport. Edgar Berlanga, who had boasted about his ability to destroy Canelo during the pre-fight build-up, quickly learned that talking trash and stepping into the ring with Alvarez are two very different things. Berlanga's confidence was evident as he headed to the ring, even mouthing off about Canelo and Mexico. But once the fight began, it was clear that he had underestimated the world champion. Berlanga is known for his power, having knocked out his first 16 opponents in the first round, but against Canelo, his power wasn't enough. Alvarez, with his vast experience and technical prowess, systematically broke Berlanga down, particularly with brutal body shots that took their toll as the fight progressed. From the opening bell, the fight was intense, filled with the kind of ferocity that often characterizes a national rivalry. Despite Berlanga's pre-fight bravado and his zero respect for Canelo, the champion remained calm and focused. Berlanga did manage to win a few of the early rounds, surprising some of his supporters. However, the tide turned decisively in the 6th round when Canelo sent Berlanga to the canvas with a powerful shot, marking the first knockdown of Berlanga's career. Fans quickly took to social media speculating about a potential knockout, but Berlanga managed to recover and survive all 12 rounds. Both fighters had promised knockouts during the build-up to the fight, but neither was able to deliver. Instead, Canelo Alvarez extended his win total to 62 out of 66 bouts, further cementing his status as a living legend. Alvarez retained his 3 super middleweight titles with a convincing victory, once again proving his place among the greatest fighters ever to step into the ring. The fight took place at Las Vegas's T-Mobile Arena on Mexican Independence Day, adding an extra layer of significance to the event. Alvarez earned scores of 117-110, 115-112, and 115-112, securing a unanimous decision victory. Although Berlanga reached the final bell, making him the 5th successive opponent to do so against Alvarez, the performance led to further speculation that at 33, Canelo might be in decline. However, the fight also demonstrated that Berlanga, despite his knockout streak, isn't yet ready to compete at the elite level that Canelo occupies. Berlanga's reputation as a knockout artist had been built on his early career success, but this fight exposed the limitations of his skill set against a seasoned veteran like Canelo. Berlanga had stopped Padraig McCrory in February 2024, a victory that earned him the fight against Alvarez. However, against Canelo, Berlanga's typical aggression was tempered by caution, as he clearly respected Alvarez's power and experience. In the early rounds, Berlanga was patient, perhaps overly so, as he barely threw any punches, leading some to question his strategy. Canelo, on the other hand, started to assert himself by targeting Berlanga's body, landing several powerful shots that slowed Berlanga down. The turning point came in the 3rd round when Canelo knocked Berlanga down with a perfectly timed right uppercut. Despite the knockdown, Berlanga's recovery was impressive, and he continued to fight back, although with less power and precision as the rounds progressed. As the fight went on, it became clear that Alvarez's experience and boxing IQ were too much for Berlanga. Canelo remained patient and composed, waiting for the right moments to strike while avoiding unnecessary risks. Berlanga, who had shown admirable punch resistance, found himself on the receiving end of several punishing blows, particularly to the body, that gradually wore him down. By the 6th round, when Berlanga was dropped, it seemed like only a matter of time before Canelo would finish the fight. However, Berlanga managed to survive, showing heart and determination even as the fight slipped further out of his grasp. Throughout the later rounds, Alvarez continued to control the pace of the fight, dictating the tempo and landing the cleaner, more effective punches. Berlanga had his moments, particularly in the ninth round, which was his most effective since the knockdown, but even then, Canelo's superior accuracy and power were evident. Berlanga was hurt multiple times, especially in the 11th and 12th rounds, but he managed to stay on his feet, earning respect for his toughness, if not his boxing skill. The fight concluded with Alvarez landing a left-right combination that hurt Berlanga just before the final bell. Although Berlanga survived to hear the judge's decision, it was clear that he had been outclassed by the champion. Canelo's performance may not have resulted in a knockout, but it was a masterclass in boxing strategy and ring generalship, further cementing his legacy as one of the sport's all-time greats. Reflecting on the victory, Canelo Alvarez said, "This win means a lot. I'm glad that I gave him this opportunity. I knew he couldn't withstand so much, and it was a great fight. I'm very proud that all the Mexicans are here watching us." His comments underscore the significance of the occasion, not just as another win, but as a moment of pride for himself and his fans. In an interview with ESPN before the fight, Edgar Berlanga had confidently predicted that he would knock out Canelo in 6 rounds, something that seemed unlikely given Canelo's track record. Berlanga had dismissed Canelo's previous opponents as unworthy, claiming that he would make history by defeating the Mexican champion. However, the reality in the ring was far different from Berlanga's bold predictions. While he put up a valiant effort, Berlanga was ultimately outclassed by Canelo's experience, technique, and power. Berlanga, who wore a t-shirt with the word "chosen" during the pre-fight press conference, had insisted that he was ready to shock the world. He showed his hands to the cameras, holding up 6 fingers to signify the round in which he would knock out Canelo. But despite his confidence, it was Canelo who delivered the more significant blows, including the one that sent Berlanga to the canvas in the 3rd round. Berlanga's bravado may have won him some attention before the fight, but it was Canelo who won the respect of fans and experts alike with his performance. This fight marked the 4th time Canelo Alvarez has faced a Puerto Rican opponent, with Berlanga being the latest in a long line of challengers. Previous encounters, such as the controversial decision win over Miguel Cotto, have been the subject of much debate, but this fight left little doubt about who the better fighter was. Berlanga's claims that Canelo never hurt Cotto were put to the test, but it was Berlanga who felt the full force of Canelo's punches. As for Berlanga, the loss is a significant setback, but it also offers him valuable lessons as he continues his boxing career. He may not have lived up to the hype this time, but at 26 years old, Berlanga still has time to develop his skills and potentially return to the ring as a more complete fighter. For now, though, Canelo Alvarez remains the standard by which all others are measured in the super middleweight division. In conclusion, Canelo Alvarez has once again demonstrated why he is considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. His victory over Edgar Berlanga, while not a knockout, was a decisive win that showcased his technical prowess, experience, and ability to adapt to any challenge.